this episode of Who Gets the China, where we are saving our sanity while caring for our aging parents. Are you curious? As I think about supporting our aging parents, I've been reading a lot of literature and articles on aging well. A common thread has been to stay curious. Staying curious keeps our brains engaged, our neurons firing, and our social skills up. So I've spent a lot of time also thinking about curiosity and how it serves us now and in the future. I think of myself as a curious person. Are you curious? I ask a lot of questions. I love to learn. I'm curious about what people know and think and how they feel. And I think that's what makes podcasting so much fun for me. I like to get to know people and what makes them tick. Also, people talk to me. Strangers seem to love to talk to me. I must have a face that says, I won't bite, so people jump right in. People in line at the grocery store, people at conferences, people on airplanes, especially on airplanes. Not too long ago, my daughter and I were seated on an airplane to Europe. The woman across the aisle struck up a conversation with me while we waited to push back from the gate. She was very anxious. As we began taxiing toward the runway, she asked if she could hold my hand because she was nervous and it would calm her. Yes, of course, I said. I held her hand and chatted with her until we reached smooth air 15 minutes later. I had never met this woman before, yet she felt comfortable enough to ask me to do that. Does this happen to you? To me, it seemed fine, almost normal that someone would ask this. Of course that would happen to you, my husband and daughter remarked. People love to talk to you. Stuff like that does not happen to us. I do like to learn and listen to people's stories. When I was in my mid-20s, I left my big girl job in New York City and spent almost a year traveling around the world on my own. One thing I learned about myself is that I can make friends or strike up a conversation with almost anyone, anywhere, in any language. When you travel alone, you appear open to others because you are. Whether it's on a beach in Turkey or a trek in Nepal, you're willing to ask questions of strangers because you get tired of thinking your own thoughts all day. You need someone to engage with, and these people have a completely different perspective on life than you might. So fast forward to today, I started a new job recently, and a coworker told me that I ask a lot of great questions. I took it as a compliment, but I know it's a fine line between being curious and driving everyone crazy. During my podcast interviews, my guests often say, well, that is a great question. I hadn't thought about it before you asked. This makes me happy. Not because I'm trying to stump anyone, but because I love to dig deeper. Some of my guests have been on other podcasts or done many interviews. That I ask them a new question reflects the deep thinking I love to do before I meet someone new. This sense of curiosity is really what makes hosting a podcast so much fun. I have the unique opportunity to interrogate a diversity of people about their expertise in supporting aging parents or their lived experience as a caregiver. Then I get to share their insights, knowledge, and wisdom with thousands of others who are walking a similar path. It has been humbling and inspiring to learn so much about the people in my own life. It can be a revelation to see old friends in a new light after 20 or 30 years. You just have to ask different questions. And sometimes this is scary. You feel like you should already know the answer, or you should have asked this long ago. But I've never had anyone ask why I never asked before. They're glad I'm asking now, and so am I. I've been blown away by the willingness of strangers to offer their time and expertise in the name of helping others. I have learned so much from so many experts. And the best part is that they often learn something new about themselves too. For me, a successful interview is when we both learn something new about ourselves or our world. I love listening to Adam Grant's Rethinking podcast. Recently, he hosted interviewer and writer Andrew Ross Sorkin to talk about what makes a great interview. Sorkin believes it comes down to asking great questions, but more than that, really trying to understand the answer. He asserts that the most successful people are the most curious. Yes, you're in the podcast business, so we've got to ask questions. More than that, it's not the podcast business, it's the business of life. Life is about, hopefully, learning about other people, he says. I think that's 100% right. Life can be learning about other people. It's not always easy or done well, but as long as we're curious, we are engaged in the business of living. Which brings me to my point today. I'd like to turn to you. Is there a question or topic that's coming up for you in your caregiving journey with your aging parents? Is there an experience you'd be willing to share? If you have expertise in a topic or know an amazing expert who can add to our collective wisdom, please let me know. Send me an email at info@whogetsthechina.com and we'll try to answer your questions in a future episode as we launch Season 2 of Who Gets the China next year. Thanks for listening and learning with me. And until next time, Who Gets the China is written and hosted by Kirsten Mao, produced by Aaron Bryce of Blue Ogden Productions. Our theme music is composed by Greg Fellman of Wind Sand Productions. Our cover art is by Jen Beam of Gigawatt Studio. For more stories and expert advice, follow along on Substack or at www.whogetsthechina.com. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who might appreciate the conversation. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time.